Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called The 7 Most Expensive Ways to Go Broke. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. It's all free. That's the most important word in that sentence, free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up. So make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help get the word out. Now, let's get started. As the economy deteriorates, we're going to see more and more people and companies go broke, go bankrupt, and they're going to do it in spectacular fashion because no one out there expected it. It's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be easy to watch. That's because this time, the tidal wave of bankruptcies will be more horrific, and the damage they do will be long-lasting, and in many cases, it will be irreversible. But there's another problem with all of it. Because there are a lot of different reasons and ways people go broke, some of the damage from these reasons is permanent and horrific, and some of it no one's going to recover from. Today, we're going to show you some of the most expensive ways to go broke. Number one, the first way that a lot of people go broke is from divorce. Depending on where you live and what the laws and the terms of your divorce are, this can often destroy your financial life. If you're forced to support someone for the rest of your life in some jurisdictions, then you may never undo the financial damage. You may end up paying it forever. You may end up paying child support for quite a long time as well. And in many cases, it's very difficult to reverse or mitigate these costs. Here's another thing people don't realize. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that it's always the guy whose standard of living is diminished because now he has to support himself and he has to support his ex and the children. But that is a myth. A lot of the time, the wife and the children suffer because their quality of life goes down dramatically. Sometimes their existence becomes unsustainable when the father loses his job or he has to move back home with his family, and his financial situation worsens dramatically. So make no mistake, divorce is like a sledgehammer on the quality of life of everybody involved most of the time. If you marry a millionaire, then that may be one thing. But the vast majority of people are not in that situation. So remember that. Number two, the next super expensive way to go broke is your tuition loan debt. This can take decades and be like an albatross around your neck. Some large tuition loans can be in the 6 figures and can last a lifetime. The next big problem is that tuition loans cannot be discharged in bankruptcy, so you're stuck for the rest of your life or until you pay it off. Now, one thing that people always get surprised by because they think some professions are financially bulletproof, right? You know who oftentimes goes bankrupt because of student loan debt? Law students. A lot of people out there are getting law degrees, and guess what? They graduate and they cannot find a job in the legal profession. The legal profession is not what people think. There are a lot of cab drivers in New York and Los Angeles who have law degrees. Why? Can't get a job. Law firms are under tremendous pressure now. They're consolidating, they're closing divisions. It is just a very challenging profession. And you know what's going to make it even more challenging? Artificial intelligence. That's coming. And when artificial intelligence starts to replace lawyers, back office lawyers, non-litigator lawyers, then the profession is going to get hit even harder. Number 3, the next super expensive way to go broke is medical debt. This is a huge problem for several reasons. First, it may take forever to pay it off. Secondly, the lingering long-term health issues you may be dealing with may make it difficult for you to work in the future, and this will further complicate or interrupt your financial repayment abilities. Number 4, the next super expensive way to go broke is to start a business that fails. And guess what? 90% of all new businesses fail. So Opening up a bad business idea can and will bankrupt a lot of people. The question is, how bad will the contagion from the bad business spread? Will it affect your personal assets, or can you limit the failure and the cost to just the company you started? All of that depends on how well you structured your business legally and financially. If everything was done correctly, then hopefully you can just bankrupt the business and exclude that bankruptcy from your personal finances. Let me give you some really helpful advice. Never, ever, ever spend more than $5,000 to start a new business. Let me tell you why. Extremely high probability it will fail. And if you spend a lot of money, a lot of people withdraw their IRAs, their retirement funds, and they pour it all into a business because they're so positive that it's going to succeed and make everybody rich. Well, let me tell you what happens most of the time. Just the opposite. You do that and you get wiped out when your business flops. And most of them do flop. Do you know how many businesses that some mega corporations like Google invest in, some startups? Do you know what percentage of them fail? A significant number. It's not just Google. A lot of mega corporations invest tons of money into all sorts of startups and ideas, and the vast majority of them fail. These people have unlimited, almost infinite resources, and a lot of their business investments still fail. They can't get off the launch pad. Keep that in mind. Number 5, the next bad way to go broke is to hurt someone in a car accident and get sued. If someone in a car accident gets hurt seriously, then the insurance company will only cover them up to the point of your coverage limit. After that, you have to pay the bills. And serious injuries can cause long-term financial headaches for the person being sued, so get ready to have that boat anchor wrapped around your neck. Number 7, the next expensive way to go bust is to develop a drug habit. If you're middle class or you have a good paying job, then it's very likely that your drug habit will destroy your job and your savings and everything else and leave you broken. But this will not be the type of broke that you can walk away from with bankruptcy. This is the kind of broke that sticks with you for the rest of your life or until you can successfully rehab yourself and get off the drugs. By the way, getting off drugs permanently is extremely rare and almost never happens. What most people do is they get off the drugs for, a limited amount of time, then they start using drugs again. It is an endless cycle. It's usually a lifetime problem. The next one may be one of the worst ways to go broke ever. It involves committing a felony. If you go to jail for committing a felony and you're released a few years later, then having a felony conviction may make it extremely impossible to ever find a good job that pays you well. If you do find some sort of work, it's unlikely that it will support you. And this problem usually doesn't go away. It can stay with you for the rest of your life. So before you take a major risk, remember this. There are some ways to go broke, and then there are other ways that are not repairable and can destroy your future. And there are other ways that you can go bankrupt from, but can still allow you to rebuild your life over time and try again. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure you click on those notification bells so you can be notified every time we upload a new free episode. Also, we ask that you post a link on all your social media to help spread the word. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.